Today, we're diving into a conflict where the most powerful weapon wasn't a missile or a jet. Nope, it was a single photograph. Let's break down how one simple image could challenge a massive military superpower. So, on one side, you have China putting on this huge show of force, flexing all its military muscle. And on the other side, Taiwan's response is just this one photo. This is really the heart of the story, a battle of visuals, of narrative, of who controls the perception of power. So that brings us to the big question, right? How on earth could one photo so effectively undercut one of the world's most powerful militaries? Let's get into it. First, let's just talk about the image itself, because this wasn't just any snapshot. This was a moment of, well, pretty profound embarrassment for Beijing, a moment they apparently tried to completely erase from the internet. And here it is. This is the view from inside a Taiwanese fighter jet's targeting system, and it is locked right onto a Chinese aircraft. What makes this so potent is that it's more than a picture, it's proof. It's proof that Taiwan had a Chinese jet dead in its sights, and pretty much the only thing left to do was press a button. Now, to really understand the impact of that photo, we have to rewind a bit and see what was happening right before it was released. See, China was in the middle of this massive military demonstration that was designed for one thing: intimidation. The operation was called Justice Mission 2025, and it was the whole shebang. We're talking China's Army, Navy, and Air Force all surrounding Taiwan, firing missiles, running combat drills. The message was unmistakable. We are ready to invade, and nobody should dare interfere. But right in the middle of this overwhelming display of power, something completely unexpected happened up in the skies. A moment that just flipped the entire script. For anyone who might not know the term, a missile lock-on is exactly what it sounds like. It's that critical moment when a weapons guidance system has fixed onto its target. All that's left for the pilot to do is push a button. It is the final step before launching. Now, what's really fascinating here is the mismatch. On one side, you've got Taiwan's F-16 Viper. It's a capable jet for sure, but it's an older US-supplied model. On the other, China's J-16, a modern, advanced, homegrown fighter. And yet, it was the older F-16 that got the drop on the J-16, catching it completely unaware. This is the detail that makes the photo so humiliating for China. It suggests two things. First, that their advanced jets are vulnerable to older technology. And second, and this is probably way more alarming for them, that their detection and warning systems might have completely failed. They were a target, and they might not have even known it. And this, right here, is a brilliant example of the shift from a physical fight to an information one. Taiwan realized the power wasn't just in achieving the lock-on, it was in showing the world that they did it. This is a textbook example of what's called narrative warfare. It's the strategy of using information, like a single photo, to control the story, to boost your own side's morale, and to totally demoralize your opponent. Taiwan executed this perfectly. Just 4 steps. First, document the proof. Then, publish it for the whole world to see. This, in turn, boosts their own public's morale, all while landing a direct hit on their opponents. It's a simple strategy, but it was devastatingly effective. And this was the message they sent to their own citizens. It's not aggressive, it's about calm strength and readiness. It projects this image of composure, under immense pressure, which is a direct contrast to China's loud and aggressive military drills. So how did China respond to this very real, very embarrassing piece of evidence? Well, their countermove was unexpected, to say the least. They basically fought a real photo with fantasy. Yeah, instead of providing any kind of counter-evidence, Chinese state media released this series of bizarre AI-generated videos showing some kind of future invasion of Taiwan. They just completely pivoted away from reality and into science fiction. And just look at what's in these videos. I'm talking humanoid robots, swarms of futuristic drones, advanced submarines, and machine soldiers. So while Taiwan was showing what its military could do right now, China was releasing what looked like a trailer for a video game. So what does this one incident, a photo, a lock-on, and a weird AI response, what does it all mean for the bigger picture? Well, according to the source analysis, this could actually be a catalyst for a much more dangerous future. The analysis projects this really chilling timeline. The idea is that the embarrassment from this event could push China to make a decisive move on Taiwan as early as 2026. And that, in turn, could trigger Japan to start its own nuclear weapons program by 2028, basically out of self-preservation. And this isn't just some wild theory. It actually aligns with long-standing predictions that East Asia could be heading towards a new, dangerous era of nuclear proliferation. This single encounter in the sky could be one of the sparks that lights that fuse.
Which leaves us with a final, really crucial question. In an age of instant communication, what's more powerful? The ability to fire a missile, or the power to send a message that shapes the entire conflict before a shot is even fired? That question, well, it may just define the new rules of warfare.